this video, I thought it would be kind of fun to share what's on my vision board. Now, if you do not know what I'm talking about, I'll explain. It's very simple. You're basically taking, really, I guess, just like whatever size poster board you want, and you are putting pictures on it to help maybe like achieve your goals, dreams, whatever it might be for the new year. Now, I have been really wanting to make one, honestly, lately. I just haven't gotten poster board quite yet, so I'm definitely going to have to maybe get some at some point and make my first one. So until then, I actually wrote down a list of some of the things that I would put on there. So I'm gonna just read from that list, of course. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. I have it written right here. So, that being said, if you guys enjoy this, definitely give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button as well. Let me know down in the comments what you guys either would put or maybe you have put on your vision board. So let's go ahead, of course, and get into it. So I really just have like 5 random things that I thought about. I wrote down the number 6. I just didn't write down anything for it. So again, 5 is basically where I'm at the moment. So number 1 would probably definitely be more happy. Now, I do definitely kind of struggle with that most days. And I do kind of very much hate myself for that. I mean, there's definitely nothing wrong with, being sad or whatever. But I try not to get to a point where, I let myself down, I guess, if that's how I'm trying to word this. So, yeah, basically, really kind of it. I mean, I didn't really know what I was going to put on here. But that would kind of definitely really be one of them. Number 2, grow on here as well as TikTok. I feel like that's probably most people's, goals, obviously, if you, do stuff like this. But like, since doing this last year, which again, it's kind of crazy how I'm somewhat inching a little closer to it being a year of, doing ASMR. Kind of like how far I've come, I guess. Kind of started off rocky a little bit in the beginning, but I think once I definitely got the hang of it, I think I got a little bit better. Someone asked me on TikTok what my secret was when I did a mic scratching video. nobody likes to sit here and just completely cough on camera. That's definitely not what I want to do or anything. Granted, obviously I haven't gone like completely perfect throughout my videos most of the time. I mean, I'm human, but but yeah, that is definitely a continued goal since I started this, of course. I'm already kind of inching a little bit closer to 300 followers on TikTok. So if you guys have one, I will have it linked in the description box. Definitely go follow me if you happen to have one. So, number 3 kind of goes back into the growing thing, but growing as an artist. Mm-hmm. Now, I probably mentioned a little bit, I am an artist, when I am not doing ASMR. I like to draw as well as fluid art painting. I started off drawing first. I kind of started that like in high school, but after I kind of stopped for a little while, until I kind of got back into it. So I've been doing that for 10 years. This year in the fall will be 11, and it's quite mind-blowing to think about. Just like with the ASMR, like I mentioned, I've come a very long way with it. When I first started, I was drawing on notebook paper, and, granted, they were, kind of decent. They just, I don't know, some I feel like definitely could have been better, of course. When my dad noticed that I was kind of drawing a little bit more, which I don't think it took too long after he got me actual drawing paper. So that, of course, is what I've been using ever since now. I mostly just draw cartoony things right now. I'll actually show you guys because I have one of each art items here. So this one is what I did for Halloween last year, 2023. I almost had to think about what year we were in now. So here is this fun little one that I came up with. Excuse me. But yeah, so excuse me, hold on a minute. Alright, pardon that, I'm trying to just get through this. Alright, so as you guys can see, I added just some random horror movie killers to this, and then added Monster Mash, since I felt like that kind of fit the vibe I was going for, of course. So of course we have Chucky, Jason, and Ghostface. Now, I honestly didn't know how many, graded or even, who I was gonna put on here. These were kind of just a few that I first thought of course. Maybe if I do something kind of like this for this year, maybe I'll do, of course, maybe someone different, but I try to go for something fairly easy, not too difficult, but this is probably one of my favorite ones from last year. Alright. And then we go to fluid art painting. So that was something that I got into 4 years ago. And again, it's really crazy how this But honestly, I'm glad that it did. You know, like I said, with the ASMR and the drawing, didn't really come out quite the best. You know, the first time around, obviously, you know, because I wasn't really sure what exactly I was doing. You know, I don't think maybe much people do at the, you know, at first, until again they keep going and going, practicing, and then, you know, obviously you see you get better. So that's pretty much how it was. I found a random little tutorial kind of a video on YouTube, followed it, of course, and needless to say, I look back and I don't know, in a way, I kind of wish I hadn't, you know, but again, I didn't know. It was my first time trying. So, I think going kind of like in 2020 was when, I realized that, you know, instead of using regular paint, I realized that, you know, already mixed paints, you know, existed. So now they come out so much better, because again, when I first started, they were coming out really like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't know, like milky looking almost, I think is kind of what I was going for. You know, just not looking the best, you know. Colors were too bunched up. It just, again, it wasn't pretty. You know. God, excuse me. I apologize. But yeah, so again, I don't know till this day really if it was, you know, I was honestly just following her. She was using paint, just regular old paint that you would use every day, as well as water. You know, and she gradually, I think, like added a little bit as she kind of needed. You know, and that's where I think maybe I got wrong. You know, because again, the colors were too bunched up. It wasn't making any sense. Granted, somehow, some that I would actually do would turn out kind of decent. But I have been using the Deco Art Fluid Art Ready to Pour paint. It's acrylic paint. It can be found at Michael's, and or I'm pretty sure I found it on Amazon too. But Michael, dear God, Michael's is mostly where I get my paint. So here is a painting. I don't remember exactly when I did this. I want to say last year. It might have been. This, I believe, is a 9 by 12, I believe. I really love how everything turned out. I like this paint is, or like this resin right here, that really pretty glare is why I'm in love with this paint. It leaves it looking really shiny, obviously. It gives it that really smooth touch. And it's just, it's so much better than using regular paint for me anyways. You know, not saying there's anything wrong with, you know, doing it the way that I started out, but I'm really happy that I found this paint, because again, it makes such a huge difference. And again, I love how this turned out. It's so pretty. Like, sometimes I'll use colors that I don't really would normally use, and it would actually turn out pretty great. But these colors I kind of mostly use every now and again. But yeah, this is a definite, absolute favorite. If you guys would like to see more art videos, I do sped up fluid art painting videos on my main TikTok. And I also have a Facebook art page. I've been trying to keep that updated a little bit. But if you guys, again, would like to check out that, again, definitely check the links down below. They'll all be linked down there. And follow, and like the page if you guys would like. Alright, so moving on to number 4. This one is actually kind of like a dream, basically, since childhood, to meet and sing one day. That would literally make my entire existence. No, I mean, I would love to honestly meet anyone, because I have never honestly met a celebrity before. I mean, I've been to like multiple concerts, obviously, but I was never lucky enough to get meet and greets and meet them. So, that's, again, that would make my entire existence. Nobody has any idea. Like, kids today don't understand. Their music has been constantly played ever since, their music started hitting the US, and that was pretty much, I think, after I moved to Louisville. I mean, I moved here in the summer of '98, so I think, if I'm thinking correctly, that might have been the time when you really started hearing them more. And again, their music has been played ever since. I literally now can't stop playing Better Place. I am so happy they got together and did that. And obviously everyone else too was too. Their music has gotten me through so much that they probably would never know, would ever know, in my life, in my childhood, and hell, even now, into adulthood. So I feel like if that ever happened, I could definitely 1,000,000,000% thank them for that. But yeah, that's definitely up there. Alright, and finally at number 5, which, I don't know, I put that on here, but I think it would kind of be like, would kind of go with number 1, work on my depression. So, again, I talk about it here and there, but not like too much, I try to keep a lot of the posts that I do, more uplifting, basically funny. But, I mean, we all struggle with something. Mine just unfortunately happens to be depression. That's something that I have been battling for 8 years. About a month ago, actually, was 8. It happened after my last relationship. Excuse me. And obviously, I know I shouldn't let anyone for that matter, to make me feel this way, but unfortunately, it happened. I think it kind of definitely kicked in after 2021 was almost over. Since losing a close friend, which, like I said, I lost a close friend from high school, to a heart attack, unfortunately. Actually, recently on the 8th would have been his 33rd birthday, so that really sucks, of course. But yeah, I think after noticed that it really kind of kicked in a little bit more. Now, granted, I definitely don't get to the point where, I want to hurt myself. It's basically just a really, like, it just hits you most days, There are days I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to eat or anything like that. But with me being diabetic, I obviously have to eat. But I try to keep my mind busy, going back to the music thing, and art, of course, as well as doing this ASMR. ASMR is another thing that's helped me so much, besides, the music and my art, that have helped me with my mental health, and again, way more than I would have thought it would. Since little did I know I would be going through this. So, yeah, like I said, it's definitely something that I really want to finally work on, and I hope that happens. So, those are my 5 things that I would put on my vision board, or yeah, what I would put on there. And again, hopefully, maybe someday soon I'll finally make one. But like I said, leave me down in the comments what you would put on yours, or maybe what you have put on yours. If you guys enjoyed this, hit that thumbs up button, smash that subscribe button, and that